Hey everyone, I'm Brian and you're watching The Builder Place. In this video we're going to be making a metal strap or aluminum strap for a battery box that's on my RV. These usually come with a fabric type of strap, like a webbing material, and after a couple years it gets real brittle and breaks. So what I did with mine is I just have a nylon, a large nylon tie strap holding it down. But that makes it difficult when you want to do maintenance on the battery. You got to cut the strap off, open it up, get a new strap, strap it down, and those straps are UV resistant, but you know, I don't know if I trust them very well over a long term. So I bought myself a piece of flat aluminum stock. This is 1/8 inch thick. It's 2 inches wide, and this stick is 6 feet long. And I'm going to cut 39 and an 1/8 inch piece off of this to make that strap. I already did all the math and I have a little sketch on what it's going to look like. So let me get started with, get this out of the way. And I'm going to mark this at, from the end here, it's going to be 39 and 1/8 of an inch. I should use a scribe to get a better mark with a scribe. And then square it off. And there's going to be my cut pieces, the piece I'm going to be using. And this will be the piece that'll be excess piece. So let me go over to the bandsaw and cut this piece out. Put this in the saw, tighten this down a little bit, and I'll line up the blade to where I'm going to cut. And that's pretty much right on. So I'll tighten that down, and it's ready to make the cut. Okay, I got my piece ready. I'm going to go over to the table and we'll start marking this out. Okay, to start off, I'm going to mark from each end. I'm going to come out 1 inch. And I'm going to just bring this down here like this. Put a mark 1 inch from both ends. So come back to 39. That'd be 38, 1 inch in. And I'm going to scribe a line at that 1 inch mark. That'll be this very first bend. Okay, then I'm going to turn it over for the rest of the bends so I can have a mark. So the next mark, I'm going to add the inch to the 3 7/8. So it's going to be 4 7/8. And let's put this 44 7/8, and then mark at 40. And we'll square that off. Square it off down here. Before I make these bends, I'll verify everything's right. And the next bend is going to be 10 1/2. So we'll come down 10 1/2 from that last bend. And to get 10 1/2 on this end, I'll go 40 1/2 from here, 40 1/2 from here. 10 will be 30 inches. And I'll get my mark here. And make sure I get this one right. My 10 1/2. Yeah, I did get that right. Now if everything came out right, this is going to be the test here. This should be 8 3/8 of an inch, or 8 3/75. No, I don't have 8 3/8. I have 8 5/8. So I'm off somewhere here. Let's see where I'm off. That should have been 4.875. That's right. And this should be 4.875. Okay, that's where I'm off. I need to be there. But that brings me at 8 5/8 2/8. So this line is no longer the line I want to go. So that threw off both of those lines. So we'll go there. Then we want to go 10 1/2. So that should be on this 20 line. If I'm 30 1/2, take 10 1/2 from that. Now let's see if we're at the right place. 8. Here, I was just off by a little bit. 8 3. It's out 8 3/8 now. So let me get my Sharpie, mark the correct lines. That way I can see it when I go into the bender. I'll be able to see the line better than the scribe line. This is the correct one. I'm not doing any bend allowance calculation. I'm just doing basically the inside bend, and everything that I'm doing is going to have enough tolerance to stand for being off a little bit on my bends. I'm gonna put that like this. Okay, now I want to mark the holes that I'm going to use. I'm going to use 2 quarter 20 bolts. So I want to mark the centers for those. So what I wanted to be down was, I want to be down 1/2 inch. So I can use this. Let me get my scribe. 1/2 inch there. Mark my reference line. And the same here. I want to be 1/2 inch. Put my mark on the arrow. And I'm going to be 1/2 inch in on all. So I'm just going to set the square at 1/2 inch and scribe a line there. There. And on this side, 1/2 inch. I'm going to make a clearance hole for this. Is going to be 0.281, which is 30 seconds over the 1/4 inch. So let me get my punch. And I'm going to look at that distance again. This has that mill finish. It's difficult to see. I think I'm going to have to put a Sharpie for this long line to find it. Because even Sharpie's hard to see. There. Look at the mill finish on this. This is 6061 aluminum alloy. I can kind of see the line, but I'd rather put something a little bit sharper. So those are my 4 holes that I need to drill. Let me get my center punch. Just need a small light tap on this. A center mark for my drill hole. Okay, it's ready to go to the drill press and drill these 4 holes. Step up to the next size, or the final size, 0.281, which is 9/32 of an inch. That'll give a good clearance around the hole. If there's something doesn't line up exactly right, gives you a little play. It didn't, not much of a burr. I would expect a little bit better of a burr, but I'll just take my deburring tool and get that burr off there real quick, or countersink deburring tool, and just basically spin it around and get rid of that burr from that drill. Said it didn't do too bad a job. Okay, I have my bulldozer die set up in my bender. So I want to take and line this piece up in the bender, and let's get it lined up. Just form a 90, and take that, pull this out, take that out. Now one thing to notice is, since it is 6061, I don't know if you're going to see it, there's some graininess where it's stressed that metal to make that 90 real sharp inside 90-degree bend. So that's expected when you're doing tight bends with 6061. And we'll do the next. This is a reverse bend from the first one. Line it up. And make the bend. Okay, we keep on going. This is the 10.5 inch bend for this side. Probably can't see it, but I'm lining the line on the point of this die here. There's a, if you watch the video of me making this, you'll see that it's squared off, or it's formed a 90. Okay. Let's go back, start working away the other way. Make the 1 inch bend, line that up. I think we're up a little high. On this is up a little bit high. So we'll let this down just a little bit. Noticing it, it's giving me a bend, or not on the line right. So the other bends may be off just a little bit. That looks much better. continue to bend. I have to take this out because that was our first bend. Get on that line, the correct line. I X'd out the other line so I wouldn't accidentally use that one. Now for the very last bend. As you can see, I get the X's on the wrong line. So get this lined up. And make this last bend, and it should bring it right in together. So there's my shape. Got the bracket all bent up. It turned out fairly good. I just have this box here that had a spare box, and just show you how it's going to go on there. And I'm just going to use these. Those are 1/4 by 1 inch long stainless steel screws and 1/4 self-locking nuts. And that's basically it. That's what's going to hold the battery box in. I'm going to go install that. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you like my channel, subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments or questions, just put them in the comments and I'll try to reply back to any comments you have. I'm going to go put this on the camper now and see how it looks. It should fit perfect. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes anywhere. But this will definitely keep that box from going anywhere, and all you need is two wrenches to take this off and do any maintenance on your battery box. One other thing, on my box, it filled up with water one time and it damaged the terminals, it corroded real bad. So what I did is I put a small hole in the bottom of the battery box just to drain the water out, because as you see here, they have vents and that lets a little bit of water in all the time. And if you're not maintaining your battery, taking the cover off and checking it, this box will fill up with water since it is sealed up. So I'd recommend putting a small, maybe 1/4 inch hole, 3/16, something in that nature, just to drain it out.